What is that one thing we car slash bike guys actually do in the free time? Scroll reels? Come on, don't be. We scroll Facebook Marketplace like it's a full-time job because OLX, too many ads, messy UI feels like talking to an ex you don't want to deal with. Anyway, as you guys know, I've been hunting for an R15 V2 for this project. I messaged tons of owners, went and checked out a few bikes in person too, but none of them felt right. Not the perfect project bike, not the one you look at and instantly know this is it. And then, while doing my usual late night marketplace scrolling, I think I found the one. Didn't even think twice, I grabbed the number and called immediately to see if the bike was still available. And trust me, this one felt different. हेलो।
बोला।
जी सर, मैंने आपका ऐड देखा था OLX पे R15 V2 का, वो अवेलेबल है क्या?
एक्चुअली प्रॉब्लम ऐसा है कि मैंने ऑलरेडी एक बंदे से बात किया है, वो आने वाला है आज इवनिंग तक। तो
ओ-
ऑलमोस्ट 80-90% डील हो गया है, तो मतलब कंसिडर कर सकते हो कि वो बाइक सोल्ड है।
ओके
बट
ओके।
स्टिल आप कहाँ से बात कर रहे हो?
मैं एक्चुअली पुणे से बात कर रहा हूँ, बट सिंस आपका बाइक बॉम्बे में है, तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं, वो ट्रांसपोर्ट वगैरह का देख लेंगे। बट आप क्या करो, एक बार आप देख लो कि आपका सीन क्या है आपके दूसरे बायर के साथ। इन केस वो अगर नहीं लेता है तो आप मुझे कॉल कर दो, फिर बाकी का
ओके,
देखेंगे।
ठीक है, देखते हैं। मतलब मैं भी प्रॉमिस नहीं कर सकूंगा क्योंकि वो बंदा आ रहा है,
ओके
तो देखते हैं।
ओके ओके, चलेगा, नो प्रॉब्लम। और वो बाइक फर्स्ट ओनर और 10,000 ड्रिवन है ना?
करेक्ट करेक्ट करेक्ट।
ओके
फर्स्ट ओनर है, मेरी बेटी की गाड़ी है वो।
ओके
बट अभी वो कैसे वो शिफ्ट हुआ है आउट ऑफ इंडिया, तो अभी कोई यूज करने के लिए नहीं है, तो बड़े बड़े खराब हो, इसलिए हम लोग बेचने का सोच रहे हैं।
ओके ओके ओके, ठीक है, चलेगा, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं। आप एक बार चेक कर लो, अगर वो दूसरा बायर नहीं आता है तो आप मुझे कॉल करके बता दो, फिर देख लेंगे क्या
जी
करना है।
बिल्कुल, देखते
ओके
हैं। हाँ, देखते
ओके,
हैं।
चलेगा।
आपका नाम क्या बताया आपने?
तरुण, तरुण नाम है।
ठीक है, पुणे से हो, राइट?
जी जी, पुणे से हूँ।
ठीक है, ठीक
ओके,
है।
थैंक यू। At this point, I was so disappointed I felt like giving up on the project already. I just got a call saying that the seller is happy to give us the bike because the old buyer wasn't paying him on time. So I think it's a good sign, fingers crossed. But there was one small problem. The bike was in Bombay, almost 4 hours away from me. So now I had a decision to make: take the risk or go all the way to check it out in person. I told the owner this was going to be my project bike, and honestly, he turned out to be a really nice guy. He agreed to send me the bike at his own cost. He even installed a brand new battery so it would at least arrive in a basic running condition. The bike finally arrived, and the moment I saw it in person, I knew the decision wasn't a bad one. It didn't look terrible, but it definitely needed some serious attention. So, the first thing on the list: take it to a mechanic to find out how bad things really are. To most people, it's just a V2, an average bike, nothing extraordinary. But to me, it's never been average. I owned one back in 2018, and at that time, when life wasn't exactly stable, I had to let it go. It did make sense on paper, but some decisions don't leave you. Now, every time I saw a V2 on the road, it reminded me a version of myself. And I don't really miss the machine, it's that you miss the time. What makes this bike special isn't numbers, it's the analog RPM meter. That mechanical sweep, that's raw. No flashy screens, no distractions, just you and the machine. And when this one arrived, I was excited, but it wasn't perfect. But I think that's what makes a project bike, right? So for the tires, I went with the Apollo Alpha H1 because I feel those are ones that are best in segment. The aesthetically look nice, the feel of the tire is nice, they're pretty solid. For the price, they're 100% solid. So the brake pads had to be replaced because the old ones were just gone. For coil seals, now the challenge was that two people were working on my bike at the same time. So it was really tough for me to, catch up with them and try to record each and everything at the same time, because if I went to go to record the service part, maybe I was missing out on the oil seal. So it was a bit challenging to record, but then the job was done quick. So I think that's all it matters. So till the time I could come back from the lunch, they had already replaced the four coil seals, so I couldn't get a shot of that. But I did get a shot of installing them. The console had to be replaced completely. So we greased the entire thing. We removed both the sides of the console. It was installed, and the bike felt quite light after that. It was quite funny. I'll tell you a story that I was riding with a friend, and he told me, since you got the bike, let me take a test ride. And then you know, he twisted the throttle a little, and the bike just kept on going. Like, he left the throttle was just stuck over there, and we were just laughing that, oh, a 2018 bike has a cruise control. So that was quite funny, but it was scary at the same time. Like, when you want to slow down, and what if the bike doesn't slow down or something? So didn't want to risk with that. So we replaced the axle cable as well. It just felt quite fresh after I saw that the twist was going back to its original place. So, and meanwhile the axle cable was getting installed, I told that I want fresh set of grips, because the left one felt too soft and the right one felt too hard. And I think it's not just about that, but since this bike was owned by someone, I wanted a fresh pair of sets for myself to actually make the bike feel like it's mine finally. And then comes the entire lighting setup, because in the night it was too scary to ride this bike, because the old bulbs were gone as in I couldn't see anything. And today's standards, everyone's got a LED, so I was like, let's give it a modern touch without losing its soul. So we replaced the headlights, the parking lights, because of course if you get LED headlights, the parking lights were looking very odd. So we got LED parking lights as well, and even the indicators were replaced. And trust me, when the indicators got replaced, the bike just felt very, very different. It felt like it wasn't a V2, but also it had that old school soul, but with a modern touch. Chef's kiss. And then comes the cherry on top, which is the full service. I've been so off the biking scene since a very long time that I don't even know that these companies have come in and the standards have been changed. I remember using Castrol, and Castrol is still there in the market, but I really don't know. There was some sort of brand that they used. It was fully synthetic, but I really don't remember what it was. So it was quite surprising for me, and it felt like I'm turning old. That I don't remember such things. But anyway, brake oil, because both the brakes were jammed. I wouldn't say jammed, but they needed bleeding, because whenever I would press the brake, there was no feedback, or I felt that the bite was too. I wasn't able to feel the brakes at all. Oh yes, and the old engine oil was completely black. Like, I believe that when the bike was abandoned for 4 years, nobody changed the engine oil, and it was just kept as it is. So we changed the engine oil, and even the brake oil had turned completely black. So we cleaned up the entire assembly or the reservoir completely. We added the new brake oil in it, and finally the brake felt like a brake. It did not feel like the thing that you pull in the train, like till the time I could run and shoot the air filter, the dude had already replaced it, and he's like, "Khul ke batao kya?" I was like, "It's all chill." It started to feel like mine again. And shout out to these guys, Zishan, Sakib, and Rohan. They didn't just work on the bike, they helped bring back a memory. And after all that work, the stress, the waiting, now that the bike was finally rideable, it was time to do the most important thing: stare at it.
But let's be honest, this bike still isn't perfect. The tank still has that one dent staring at me. There's some sneaky rust chilling on the chassis, and one panel that refuses to sit properly no matter how politely I ask. So, yeah, it runs, but it's not right yet. Until then, ride safe and thanks for joining Rev with Tarun.